Leading off for North Carolina, number 15, Paul Greeley.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bearpin Park, Cleveland, Mississippi. It is the 6th game of the day here on field number 2. It's a game that was originally slated for an 8:30 start time, and it's getting underway right at 90 minutes late, a little bit before 10, as Paul Greeley sends this one into foul territory. So for the folks watching in North Carolina and Florida, it is a little before 11. So you folks are going to be here probably until Monday morning enjoying the coverage. We are going to be here until late on a Sunday night. Wrapped underneath the mitt of Tyson Lake at short, travels into left center field, and Paul Greeley gets on with a leadoff single for North Carolina. But regardless, welcome aboard. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage as North Carolina and Florida tangle for the right to stay on the winner's side of the bracket. Both teams are going to play baseball tomorrow. Question is, will one team play with a blemish on their championship series agenda, and what team will that be? And the other is going to be unblemished in championship play. Paul Greeley, the shortstop, led off with a single. He's over at first. Chase Brimmer, the third baseman, batting in the 2 spot for North Carolina. Trevor Yancey is the second baseman, batting third. Will Parrish, left fielder, in the 4 spot. Zachary White playing right center field's got the 5 hole. Marshall Nicholson, the first baseman, in the 6 spot. It is hit foul by Brimmer. And Brimmer will make the U-turn, go back to the bag, pick up the stick, and await another pitch. Marshall Nicholson, the first baseman, he's in the 6 spot. Austin Yancey playing left center field, bat 7. Jack Divitt is the pitcher in the 8 hole. Ford Hunter batting 9th. Right fielder Marcus Spears in that 10 spot. And a couple of base runners now safely aboard as Brimmer delivers.
Now batting number 22.
And North Carolina with runners at first and second for Trevor Yancey. Colin Fisher is the 11th hitter. Thomas Gaddy will start behind the plate and bat 12 for North Carolina. Florida's got Logan Ward in the circle beside the pitching machine. Behind the plate is Hunter Gill. The first baseman is Bubba Boone. At second, Wes Ammons popped up to second, and there the catch is made by right on cue. Seems like that has happened so often during the course of the tournament. Give a guy his name, and the guy makes the play. Ammons with the catch, 1 away.
Will Parrish.
Will Parrish to the plate with 2 aboard. At short, Tyson Lake. Samuel Craig's at third in the outfield. Gabe McCarty is in left field. Left center belongs to A.J. Tennell. Right center field, you will find Gabe Samalona. As it is one-hopped to Ward. Ward will go to third and get the force out of the lead runner. So the 1-5 put out gets Greeley for out number 2. Brimmer is at second, Parrish at first, but there's 2 away now.
Now batting
in the top
14,
of the first.
Zachary White.
And then in right field, Bryson Mitchell getting the start for the Florida team. This Florida squad is based out of Bushnell, and this North Carolina team out of Charlotte. Popped in the direction of right center field, and over to make the catch is Gabe Samalona. So Zachary White with a fly out to right center for out number 3. 5 go up, 3 go down, 2 left on. Nobody scores in the top part of the inning. We head to the bottom of the first. Florida bringing their top of the order to the plate 60 seconds from now.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on his assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the first, top of the order, Tyson Lake, the shortstop, stepping in for Florida. North Carolina, scoreless in the top part of the inning, got back-to-back singles from Greeley and Brimmer to lead off the inning, but then Yancey, Parrish, and White either wrap into force outs or go down. And it's the scoreless top part of the inning with Lake, the right-hander, stepping in, the shortstop beginning things for Florida. And he will rapid foul to the left side. Kingston Green batting in the 2 spot. Third baseman Samuel Craig's got the 3-hole. Bubba Boone playing first, will bat fourth. Hunter Gill is the catcher batting fifth. Gabe McCarty, the left fielder, in the 6th spot. A.J. Tennell is the left center fielder batting seventh. Wes Ammons playing second, will bat eighth. Gabe Sabalona is the right center fielder, and he will bat ninth. Bryson Mitchell in right field has the 10 spot. Logan Ward pitching and batting 11th. Leading off is Lake with a single, and there's a base runner on for Florida. And Anthony Sparks batting in the 12 hole. So Florida with a base runner aboard for Kingston Green. North Carolina's got
now batting number 34.
Jack Dimmitt getting the starting nod in the circle beside the pitching machine. Thomas Gaddy behind the plate, and then those were listed as starters, and I look behind the plate and see that it's Fort Hunter who is behind the plate. So Hunter getting the starting nod there. Let's make sure that it's Dimmitt in the circle beside the machine. We'll do that in a moment. At first, Marshall Nicholson. The second baseman is Trevor Yancey. At short, Paul Greeley. Chase Brimmer at third, as this one is fouled out of play. It is Dimmitt in the circle beside the machine, getting the starting nod there. In the outfield for North Carolina, Will Parrish in left. The left center fielder is Austin Yancey. Right center, Zachary White. Another high fly ball from Kingston Green in foul territory, and Marcus Spears roaming right field. Scoreless game after the top part of the first. Green batting, Lake on, Craig awaits. He's on deck. You see a number there on your screen, and this probably should be a active texting game. These teams, North Carolina and Florida, very adept at the texting thing. Green just over the head at third. Chase Brimmer tries to time the leap, couldn't bring it in. Green's on over at first. Lake goes to second.
Now batting, number 8, Samuel Craig.
Samuel Craig with a couple of base runners on, but these two teams, North Carolina and Florida, have good texters. So in the second, we get to your shout-outs. There's the number on the screen, 334-488-1385. You know how to do it, right? Put in the number, send a shout-out, cheer on a North Carolina or Florida All-Star. And, of course, let us know where you're watching from. If it's a unique spot, include that too. Driven towards Brimmer at third. He'll scoop it up, get the force out at third of Lake. So Craig wrapping into the unassisted putout for out number 1. Green goes to second. Craig is at first, and there's one down.
Now batting, number 42.
Bubba Boone steps in.
Bubba Boone.
Hunter Gill moving to the on-deck circle. But that's what we're looking for. High fly ball into left field, and hard for Will Parrish to gauge exactly where it will drop. It drops in front of him. Green will come in to score. Meanwhile, Craig goes to second. Boone is the base runner at first with an RBI single.
Now batting, number 33, Hunter Gill.
And Florida will take the lead here in the bottom of the first for Hunter Gill. Gabe McCarty to the on-deck circle. But you got everything we need, right? In the shout-out. Cheer on somebody. Let us know where you're watching from. If it's a unique spot, include that. Selfies, heck, drop that in there too. Or better yet, where selfies are concerned, just share them to our Facebook page. No swing on the opening pitch to Hunter Gill. When we get into the second, we'll crank it up. Hit towards second, trouble scooping it up is Yancey, and then trying to get to the bag, and comes up Gimpy. Boy, he's grabbed his ankle and is hurt. And the official has stopped play with the injury to Trevor Yancey. Yancey was trying to plant the foot, and apparently it was a very awkward turn of the ankle. And you could see him immediately after kind of putting on the brakes, sliding and then grabbing the ankle. So Trevor Yancey being tended to at second.
We would like emergency personnel to field 2. Emergency personnel to field 2.
Emergency personnel called to 2, but the coach is waving it off. And so is Yancey. So both are waving off emergency personnel. So that is good to see. Boy, you hate, first of all, to hear the need. But then it's good to see that player and coach says, hey, I'm okay, don't need the emergency treatment. So what looked like something pretty serious for Yancey initially, he is literally shaking off. You had those kind of things before. You pop your ankle and it burns and feels like your foot's about to fall off. And once you've been given about 30 seconds to let it rest and that sharp pain or burn go away, then it's really like it never happened. And that may be the case where Yancey is concerned, but it looks like he is okay. As the bases are now all loaded up. Gill at first, Boone at second, Craig the base runner at third for Gabe McCarty. A.J. Tennell to the on-deck circle, off the end of the stick, rolls into foul territory, and McCarty will go back to the stick. Gill back to first, Boone back to second, Craig back to third. 1-0 Florida lead here in the bottom of the first. We'll crank up the shout-outs in the second and then do it all game long if need be. In the red, black, and white is North Carolina. In the blue, blue, and white, different tones of blue, is the Florida squad. Got some dark blue and then got a little, we used to call it baby blue. I think it's more like aqua. There's probably some really unique name for the color now. And back when I was growing up, there was only about 6 colors. Now there's about 600 colors. But it's a couple of differing versions of blue on this Florida squad. Hit towards third, scooped up by Bremer. He'll come home with the throw. Didn't have to tag the runner, but for good measure does. Had the force out at home plate. As McCarty wraps into the 5-2, gets the lead runner Craig for out number 2. Base is still loaded, but now with 2 gone. Two down for A.J. Tennell. Wes Hammonds to the on-deck circle. North Carolina would have to think of it as somewhat of a triumph to get out of the bottom of the first with only a run plating with the bases loaded with 1 away. Right now, bases loaded with 2 away. Hit sharply to Bremer, able to retrieve, knocked it down, got it, went back over to the bag, got the out on the force out, and that's out number 3. 1 run scores, 3 are left on. It's a 1-0 Florida lead as we head to the second here on JockJive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Welcome back as we head to the top part of the second. Don Morris, one of the directors for the state of Florida, came over and was, I think, making reference to my talk about colors. There was only about 6 of them when I was growing up. But now you've got about, as I mentioned, tons of colors. And he was talking about remembering about riding the covered wagon. Oh, are we talking about me riding the covered? Oh, me. Okay. It has been a while since I was a kid this age, that's for sure. Yep, I remember those days when you didn't have microwave ovens, you didn't have cell phones, you had 3 channels on your television. You had the rabbit ears, you had the big tower and the antenna. I mean, hey, I remember those days. Things have changed. Marshall Nicholson beginning the North Carolina second. Austin Yancey, Jack Dibbett, 2 up in the inning 2. It's a 1-0 Florida advantage. Got a lot of base runners on. As this one is shot into right field, and aboard to begin the second is Marshall Nicholson. So a base runner aboard to begin the top part of the second for Austin Yancey. But a lot of base runners for Florida, but 3 are stranded. Only 1 comes in and scores. It's a 1-0 contest, but really we are getting about what we anticipated between these two teams. Thought it would be a dandy of a contest, and that's what we've got. Into foul territory from Austin Yancey. Well, let's get to your shout-outs. 334-488-1385, 334-488-1385. Go Anthony Sparks and Team Florida. Love Uncle Ryan, Aunt Chantel, Tyler, and Grace. Into center field, scooped up in left center by Tennell, and Nicholson able to get safely to second. Austin Yancey with a single at first, a couple of base runners on for North Carolina as Jack Dibbett comes. Go Thunder, good luck, Thomas Gaddy from Biggie and Lulu in Cherryville, North Carolina. I'd like to give a shout out to Anthony Sparks from Ridge Manor, Florida. Uncle Robert, Aunt Lisa, Brittany, and Sandy. Go Florida. I know where Ridge Manor is. As a matter of fact, I want to think Ridge Manor hosted a Florida Dixie Youth Baseball State Tournament maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago. Let's go Bubba, says the shout out. Nicholson, the base runner at second, lacing up the cleats before we resume play. Good luck, North Carolina, cheering hard in Charlotte. Eat, sleep, baseball, repeat. Way to go, Thunder. Love you. Chase from Texas. Well, problems with the cleats of Nicholson. Apparently lacing things up a little more complicated. Might have gotten those things knotted up and hard to get the knot out, and that's what Nicholson apparently is trying to do and required the help of Coach. We're cheering you on, Hunter Gill, and all your Florida teammates from the Lycans. Go South Sumter, Florida. We're rooting for you in Montana. Bill, Darla, Chris, Amy, and Bridger Huddleston. Hi, Montana. I think that's... Haven't heard from Montana during the course of the World Series thus far. Let's go North Carolina 8s. So cool. That's 8s and 12s from South Park and Charlotte. Hit over to first. It is scooped up by Boone. He will step on the bag ahead of the arrival of Jack Dibbett. And got 2 outs, turning the double play. So the DP turning into a couple of outs as this one is popped up over again to first. And an inning that began with promise ends basically with the work over at first of Bubba Boone on the receiving end of the DP, and then the fly out by Dibbett. As a couple of base runners are left on and nobody scores in the second. We head to the bottom part of the inning. It's a 1-zip score with Florida leading it and coming to bat.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field. Five is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
21 minutes into this one, and it's a 1-0 contest. As we go to the bottom of the first, Wes Ammons, Gabe Sabalona, Bryson Mitchell due up in the inning for Florida. 4 go up, 3 go down, 2 in a double play for North Carolina in the top part of the second. And here we go into the bottom part of the inning. I mentioned let's go North Carolina 8. So cool that 8s and 12s from South Park and Charlotte, North Carolina are in the World Series, was the remainder of that text. Go Wes Ammons, your favorite cousin from Georgia watching. We love you. Go Wes and all the Team Florida from Schuyler. Let's go Florida. All gas, no brakes.
In center field, we need you to cut your lights off. In center field, cut your lights off.
Well, there you hear the PA guy. There is a truck in center field that has lights on, and they are now backing out. And, well, they're not turning the lights off, but they are not a problem anymore as the SUV pulls
now
away.
Batting number 14,
Wes Ammons starting the bottom of the second. Gabe Sabalona, Bryson Mitchell due up in the inning. Good luck, North Carolina and Paul E. Wog. Love John, Tommy, and all of the Red Sox Nation. Hey, Red Sox Nation, thanks for watching. Let's go Bubba and AJ. Love Alexia. Count even, 1 apiece on Ammons. Nothing in the first or second for North Carolina. 1 in the first for Florida, and batting in the second. Popped high into the air towards left center field, charging in, reaching out. Not able to make the snag is Yancey. And a leadoff Wes Ammons single starts the Florida second.
Now batting number 22, Gabe Sabalona.
Ammons on for Gabe Sabalona. Go Anthony Sparks and boys from Ridge Manor, Florida. Love Mima. Go NC watching from Topsail, North Carolina. Topsail Beach. Gabe Sabalona with a base runner on. Nobody gone here in the bottom of the second. When you get to the top of the third for North Carolina, it's the 10, 11, and 12 spots. Spears, Fisher, and Gaddy do up. Swing and a miss as the count goes even. Shout out to Coach Moore. We love you. Teach boys to become men. Little brother from Irmo, South Carolina. Go Team Florida, staying up for you. Yeah, it's late in Florida. About 42 minutes away from a Monday morning. Popped high into the air by Sabalona. Over near the foul line goes Will Parrish to make the catch, and Ammons will have to trot back to first.
Now batting number 13, Bryson Mitchell.
1 out for Bryson Mitchell. Logan Ward next. Let's go Florida. Bring the win home, boys. Love Justin, Melissa, Colby, Turk, Cameron, and Chandler. No swing on the pitch. 1-0. It goes to Bryson Mitchell. Logan Ward moves to the on-deck circle. 1 away, 1 aboard, 1 zip score. Florida here in the bottom part of inning number 2. It's popped up over into foul territory, and it will get over the screen and on top of a fan tent. And turn the count even at 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 zip. Well, a couple of teams that I might be a little partial to for this reason. Born in Florida and lived part of my childhood in North Carolina. As it's fouled out of play. So got one of those young ties to both. Blessed, stressed, and baseball obsessed. Go Thunder, cheering from Texas. Thank you very much, Texas, for rhyming in. Not chiming in, but rhyming in on a Sunday night. Bryson Mitchell awaits. Ammons the base runner at first. Mitchell, bit of a check swing. And the count will leave it up at 2 each. Logan Ward on deck. Driven towards left, but in foul territory and out of play. More shout-outs. Good luck, Tyson Lake. Your big sister Taylor is watching you all the way in Bay Lake. Well, hi, everybody in Bay Lake. Here is the 2-2 offering as Mitchell awaits. One away, one on. It is slapped foul again. Let's go, AJ and the Florida boys bring it home. Love Auntie Toya. Good luck, AJ and the Florida boys from Grandma and Grandpa in Paris. Bring home the dub. Another 2-2 offering to Bryson Mitchell, the 10-hitter. Well, looks like a number of the games that got an 8:30 or legitimately 8:30 start is just about wrapped up. Popped to short there, the catch made by Greeley. And Bryson Mitchell is out number 2.
Now batting number 6, Logan Ward.
Chuck has headed to the hotel. He was covering action over on Field 4, Texas and South Carolina. We'll try to get you an update in Coach Pitch as to what happened there. The Florida-Georgia game that Marty Palman's got is in the 5th. And that Coach Pitch game has Georgia on top of Florida 11-2 in the 5th. Foul off to the left side by Logan Ward. I can also see the action over on Field 1 in Coach Pitch. And that's where Mississippi and South Carolina are in a tight one. Right now it is Mississippi that has just taken the 6-5 lead in the 5th over South Carolina. And why that is of much concern where these two teams is concerned is that the winner of this one has the winner of that one. Hit towards Brimmer at third. Throw goes to second. Too tall for his second baseman, Yancey. It will travel into right field. That's got Ammons on his way to third. He will round third, come in. Logan Ward coming to the house as well. Strong with a throw and off the mark. That brings in 2. Ward and Ammons come in to make it a 3-zip lead.
Anthony Sparks.
Anthony Sparks, the 12-hitter, stepping into the box. Tyson Lake moves to the on-deck circle. No swing on the opening toss to Sparks. Shout-out says, Colin Fisher, make your dad proud and play your heart out like a Cardinal. Is Billy watching online? Question mark. I hope he hears it. Colin Fisher, make your dad proud. And again, play that heart out. Ripped into center field by Anthony Sparks. It will roll all the way to the fence. Sparks making his way to second, and he will be there safely and standing.
Now batting number 44.
And Florida with a base runner in scoring position as we get back to the top of the order, and Tyson Lake comes to the plate. Lake with a single in the first. Good luck, Florida. Great job, coaches and players. Pam and Conrad Porter, Porter's Photography. Watching from Lake Panasofsky. Thank you very much for watching down on the lake in Florida. Let's go North Carolina. Watching from Cleveland's Holiday Inn on JockJive. Will Parrish's little brother Sam could not make the late game. So thank you very much for watching there at the Holiday Inn. That's not too far from where we're staying. So wherever you are watching, near or far, thanks so much. Tyson Lake with a single in the first. Kingston Green moves to the on-deck circle. Lifted towards left. And there the catch will be made near the foul line by Will Parrish for out number 3. But Florida puts 2 more runs on the board as Ammons and Ward come in. It is a 3-0 Florida lead. We head to the third here on JockJive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Now batting number 31, Marcus Spears.
Top of the third, bottom of the order. Marcus Spears will start things off. Colin Fisher, Thomas Gaddy due up in the inning too as it's fouled out of play by Spears. A 3-zip lead. Florida with a run in the first and put 2 on the board in the second. North Carolina scoreless in the first and second. Trying to get something aboard here in the first. There is a shot over the head of left center fielder A.J. Tennille. All of the way to the fence it goes, and those long strides have Spears on his way to third. Slides in safely with a leadoff triple. Marcus Spears has got that long stride. And it probably only takes about 6 to 8 strides to get from one bag to the other and quickly gets to third. And leads off with a triple, is 60 feet away from plating the first North Carolina run. Colin Fisher grounds into second, bobbled there by Ammons. Throw goes to first. No throw to first, and the base runner safe. And Spears will come in and score from third.
Now batting number 10, Thomas Gaddy.
So North Carolina gets on the board in the third. Thomas Gaddy with Fisher at first. Spears has scored. It's a 3-1 game. More shout-outs go Anthony Sparks from Mima. Let's go Eli from Braxton in Buckhead, North Carolina. Thank you, JockJive. Watching from Brooksville, Florida, go Anthony Sparks. Thank you very much, Brooksville, for watching the coverage. Way to go, NC. Richardson. I'm just reading them as they have been written. And I realize that sometimes spell check takes over and maybe you hit send before you intended to. Swing and a miss by Gaddy. Hey, got a request of you, by the way. Trying to get, I know, you know by now, 10,000 likes on Facebook. And tonight wanted to be at 95.50. Last time I checked, we were about 26 away. Popped up over to third. Underneath is Craig. And Gaddy represents out number 1. The one away as Fisher stays at first. Back to the top of the order we go. Paul Greeley steps in.
Now batting number 15, Paul Greeley.
Need to be at 95.50 by the end of today to stay on track to 10 grand by the end of the summer and about 97 by the end of the tourney. Rolled slowly towards second. Coming in, Ammons. And Ammons will tag out the runner. Lays it on Fisher. Fisher will go down. Greeley, the base runner, at first. 2 gone for Chase Brimmer. And let's see, I'm checking now. Yep, 26 away from 95-50. So we need 26 likes before the end of the game. That's simple, easy. Just simply go to Facebook, put JockJive Sports in the search engine, like us, and then come right back to the game. Don't close out the coverage that's got the game on it, the browser that has this matchup between NC and FL. Wrapped right back up the middle of Ward. Ward, too hot to handle, and then throws and hits Greeley, but I think it got Greeley on the helmet. Yep, and then he pats the helmet to say, hey, good thing they make us wear these things on the base path. And how about a show of class from Logan Ward? Ward went over and gave a high five to Greeley just to say, listen, man, I didn't mean to hit you. It just slipped out of the hands. So a couple of base runners on for Trevor Yancey. 2 gone here in the top of the third. It is a 2-run Florida lead, but North Carolina threatening. Ward coming out of the circle to field. He will underhand to third. It is in time as Yancey wraps into the 1-5 putout that gets Greeley. North Carolina gets their first run of the contest, but a big play at third denies North Carolina an opportunity to plate more. As it's a 3-1 contest and we head to the third. Green, Craig, Boone. The 2, 3, and 4 spots coming up for Florida when we return to JockJive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We enter the bottom of the third. Kingston Green starting things off. Samuel Craig. Bubba Boone 2 up in the inning, 2. A run plates in the top part of the inning. Marcus Spears starts the inning off with a triple and comes in on the error that allowed Fisher to get aboard. Spears comes in to score as well. North Carolina down by 2, but on the board here as we head into the bottom of the third. Kingston Green, big blast in the first, got on and eventually came in and scored the first Florida run. More shout-outs. Let's go Hunter Gill and the rest of the Florida boys. And JJ and Uncle D are cheering you on from back in Webster and proud of you. Let's go Paul. Let's keep the hits coming. Love Grandpa. Found out a play by Green. Go Thunder from Lenore, North Carolina. Shout-out says, that's what I'm talking about, son. Marcus Jr. Daddy's chest is sticking out. Let's go Thunder. Thank you very much, Marcus Sr. Wrapped towards third. It is underneath the mitt at third of Brimmer. And Green is on to begin the third. And thanks, by the way, Marcus, for watching. Watch you on ESPN. Saw you play a lot of football. And got to be proud of the guy that led off the top of the third with the triple, Marcus Spears.
Now batting number 8.
Covered a lot of ground quickly to get over to third, and then comes in as Fisher gets aboard. It's a 3-1 contest. Samuel Craig Batting with a base runner on, that is Green over at first. Bubba Boone stepping into the on-deck circle. It is ripped foul, and talk about putting some oomph behind it. Craig dropping to his knee as he fouled that one off. 334-488-1385 to send shout-outs. No grass stains, no glory, no bruises, no story. Go North Carolina. Love Aunt Chris from Garland, Texas. Shout-out to Gabriel Sabalona. The best of luck to Gabriel Sabalona. The whole Sabalona clan is very proud of you. Go Team Florida from Uncle June Sabalona of Silver Spring, Maryland. We're all cheering you on. It has popped up to the line, the chalk line, and there, near first, Marshall Nicholson makes the grab, and Samuel Craig is out number 1.
Now batting number 42, Bubba Boone.
1 out, 1 aboard for Bubba Boone. Well, Maryland, the new state to add to our list of states where folks are watching the coverage. Heard from Montana earlier, and now Maryland, a couple of new states. Thanks so much. Go Jack. And North Carolina. Love Grandma and Grandpa Divot from Sarasota, Florida. That one driven towards the gap and rolls all the way to the fence for Bubba Boone. Green going to third. He looks. Coach says, hey, head home and look. And Green does just that. And then decides, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't. Now maybe I should, as the ball pops out of the hands of Jack Divot. Divot was holding the ball in the bare hand, his right hand, and when he ran and his arms swing, the ball catches the leg and it rolls away from home plate. That allows Green an opportunity to dive in to home and score the run. Meanwhile, Bubba Boone winds up at third.
Number 33, Hunter Gill.
Gabe McCarty moving to the on-deck circle. Hunter Gill stepping into the batter's box. I think some of the conversation, at least initially, was on whether Kingston Green could slide, and I'm not, again, hip on all the Dixie Youth Baseball rules in regards to such, but there are rules concerning slides, whether the head first dives or the feet first slides, what's acceptable. And now I think one of the umpires is indicating that he is out at home plate. So it is no head first dives for Kingston Green, or for that matter, anybody else in the World Series. So the Green head first dive turns into an out. And it's out number 2. Boone winds up over at third, but he is there now with 2 away. And Hunter Gill, who had a single to the first, will try to drive in that run, and does. Into right field, and Boone comes in from third. The Hunter Gill RBI single makes it a 4-1 Florida advantage.
And now batting number 9, Gabe McCarty.
Runner at first is Gill. Gabe McCarty, who wrapped into the 5-2, coming to the plate. Got a final. Mississippi has knocked off South Carolina 9-5. So Mississippi has advanced to tomorrow's 4:30 matchup between one of these two teams.
Turn your light off in the outfield. In the outfield, turn your lights off.
Meanwhile, with a loss, South Carolina drops into the losers bracket and will play Tennessee at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So that is a rematch of a game played earlier today. So there is your adjustments on your pitch machine schedule, as Mississippi has advanced to the 4:30 winners bracket game tomorrow, and South Carolina drops into the losers bracket. Will have an elimination bout against Tennessee. Gabe McCarty with a base runner at first. A 4-1 Florida advantage. Here, 21 minutes away from 11 in the Central Time Zone, and just about Monday morning, where you are likely watching in Florida and North Carolina. Let's go Gabe and Team Florida. Aunt Sammy is watching and loves you. Popped up towards left field, and they're camped out to make the catch as Will Parrish. Another run plates. The lead is 3. We have played 3 going to the 4th. North Carolina's got Parrish, White, and Nicholson all coming up when we return to Cleveland and the 2017 Dixie Youth Baseball AA Machine Pitch World Series.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. For 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final.
Still a championship t-shirt.
East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the 4th, near the top of the order. Will Parrish starting things off for North Carolina. Zachary White, Marshall Nicholson, 2 up in the inning 2. Looks like everything is over except the baseball on field 2. I see over in Coach White's game has ended that matchup between Florida and Georgia. And in that one, it was a Georgia victory 17-4, it appears, over Florida. We'll verify all scores for you here in just a bit. Will Parrish starting things off. It was 17-14, and in your other matchup, an 8-3 victory. So a 17-4 Tennessee win over Louisiana and an 8-3 Mississippi victory over North Carolina in coach pitch play. And I'm not sure how I wound up with a Florida team in my bracket, but based on everything I've seen me do link-wise and bracket-wise, that probably is understandable. Fouled off by Will Parrish. Zachary White, Marshall Nicholson, 2 up in the inning 2. More shout-outs. This one to Hunter Gill and all the Florida team from the Mathis family in West Virginia. Over to field at second is Ammons. Throw in time at first. What a nice play by Ammons. Got it over to Boone and gets Parrish on the 4-3 putout. One away, Zachary White coming to the plate.
Zachary White.
White popped out to right center field in the first. Marshall Nicholson has moved to the on-deck circle into right field, and White on with a single. So 1 out, Zachary White, base hit of the 4th, has North Carolina in business. Mike Rideout is rearranging my schedule, and he's probably going, hey, who are these teams? You got teams that don't even play in Dixie Youth on your bracket. It's been that kind of weekend. Popped up into center field. And in the quick throw to second, pulled off second baseman Ammons. Tennell got to it, then fires in, but the throw a little off its mark. Ammons had to come off the bag to make the catch.
Now batting number 35, Austin Yancey.
Couple of base runners on as the tying run comes to the plate for North Carolina here in the top of the 4th. Austin Yancey, who singled in the second, batting with 2 on here in the 4th. Backs out of the box with the pitch. Jack Dibbett moves to the on-deck circle. Popped up in the direction of right field. That will drop in for Yancey. White on his way to third, makes the turn, throw coming to the plate. It is not there in time, goes to the backstop. White will come in and score. Nicholson will advance to third, and heading to second is Yancey. And it's now a 4-2 contest. Well, thank you very much, Mike Rideout's got me all set now on what team should be at what spot on the bracket, and now I can update you accurately on scores. The games that just wrapped up in coach pitch, it was Mississippi over North Carolina 8-3 and Tennessee 17-4 over Louisiana. In machine pitch, Mississippi beat South Carolina 9-5. Runners at second and third. Fielded at second. Ammons takes the divot shot. Goes over to first with a throw. Gets divot on the 4-3. Nicholson, though, comes in and scores. Divot credited with the RBI. Yancey will go to third. It's a one-run game now with a base runner at third. And North Carolina, they were out of the game, is certainly right back into it. Rolled towards Ammons. He was sliding towards the bag while trying to field. It rolls towards first. And in from third comes Yancey as Fort Hunter delivers and ties this one up at 4.
And now batting number 31, Marcus Spears.
Marcus Spears coming to the plate in a 4-4 game. Got a base runner aboard at first. Marcus Spears with that triple and scored the first North Carolina run of the game. Colin Fisher to the on-deck circle. Sends this one foul the opposite way. 4-4 game in the fourth. And Marcus Spears, who plated the first run for North Carolina, trying to drive in the fifth one, as he's got Hunter over at bottom of the fourth. Florida will send Tennell, Ammons, and Sabalona to the plate. Well, I hear a little Rocky Top, and Tennessee's not playing. I don't know what that was all about. We've heard Rocky Top a number of times today, but Tennessee's not playing. Spears sharply hit towards Ammons, ricochets off Ammons into right field. And that Spears shot that had a little habanero on it. A little hot mustard. Too hot to handle for Ammons, and Hunter will wind up at second.
Colin Fisher.
Spears, the base runner at first for Colin Fisher. Thomas Gaddy moving to the on-deck circle. Well, I've heard about the mosquitoes in Cleveland, Mississippi for 3 or 4 years, and I just encountered one. As this one is driven into right field by Fisher. Rounding third, coming to the plate and giving North Carolina the lead is Fort Hunter. And it all happened on the Colin Fisher slap to right.
Now batting number 10, Thomas Gaddy.
Still a couple of base runners on, still 2 gone, but it's now a 5-4 North Carolina lead as Thomas Gaddy comes to the plate. Spears is at second. Fisher, the base runner, at first. Big cut from Gaddy, who popped out to third as the first out in the third inning. Top of the order, Paul Greeley moving to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the fourth, and the lead has changed hands. First North Carolina lead of the game. But this is a North Carolina squad that you can't count out. If you look back to their matchup earlier against Alabama, delivering into center field is Gaddy. Spears rounding third, comes in, scores easily. Fisher to third, and over at first is Thomas Gaddy.
Now batting number 15, Paul Greeley.
And Florida now regrouping. Coach out of the dugout talks to the squad as we head back to the top of the order for North Carolina. It has been a 5-run fourth inning. It was North Carolina that put together a 5-run sixth inning against Alabama to overcome a 4-run deficit and win it in the bottom of the sixth. to advance to this game against Florida. And now in the fourth, North Carolina again coming up big, grabbing a 2-run lead in a game, though, that's got the makings of anything but over this early. Back to the top of the order, Paul Greeley steps in. Greeley 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Chase Brimmer is on deck. Hit towards Ammons. Fields at second. He will tag out the runner, Gaddy, who tries to do a little bit of a two-step to get out of the way. But North Carolina with a big 5-run inning takes a 2-run lead into the bottom of the fourth. 6 for North Carolina. Florida with 4. You are watching the 2017 DYB AA Machine Pitch World Series on JockJive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on hit 6.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final.
A championship T-shirt.
East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the fourth, A.J. Tennille starting things off for Florida. Florida starting an inning for the first time in the game down by a pair of runs after a 5-run top part of the inning. White,
5.
Nicholson, Yancey, Hunter, and Spears all scoring runs to make it a 6-4 contest. More shout-outs. This one says South Park Thunder, especially Colin Fisher, are playing like a well-oiled New York Yankees team. Want to shout out to you guys for the call on the game, doing a great job in keeping me up to speed. Great broadcast. Well, thank you very much for watching the game. We appreciate very much what obviously you have done and are doing. And all the folks there in North Carolina rooting on their North Carolina squad as it is fouled out of play. A.J. Tennille with the ground out to third. Well, we get into the big day on Monday. That's when we've whittled this field in half. The original field of 12 has been cut in half. And we'll have 6 still competing for the title. By the way, I'm thinking as Marcus Spears texts in, do we give a plug for ESPN? I mean, we the little guys giving a plug for the big guys, ESPN, but Marcus does a great job with his Freak of the Week as it is sent into left field by A.J. Tennille, and Tennille is told to come to third. He was told to slide and get down, but did not. Came in standing, but he's there nonetheless. Well, slide in or stand in, you're there. And A.J. Tennille leading things off with a triple in the fourth.
Now batting number 14,
but
Wes Emmons.
Hey, thank you very much for the show and the feature, and folks, check it out. Freak of the Week. I like that, by the way. Wish I'd come up with something cool and catchy. Wes Ammons with a single and a run scored in the second. Gabe Sabalona moving to the on-deck circle. 6-4 contest, but Florida poised to at least cut the lead in half, and they will do as Tennille will make his way in from third. Going to first is Wes Ammons.
Now batting number 22.
Still nobody out. It's a 6-5 contest, and Florida maybe a little perturbed at the fact they were down coming into the bottom of the fourth, and they have awakened, at least for the moment, but North Carolina trying to quieten the guys from the Sunshine State. It's the battle of wills Here in the bottom of the fourth is Gabe Sabalona, who popped out to left, steps in. Bryson Mitchell moves to the on-deck circle. Ammons the base runner at first. Here in the bottom part of the fourth in a 6-5 game, but the tying run is aboard. Well, this is what we expected. As a matter of fact, some of us were talking before the game. This is going to be a good one. It's one of the games where you really don't expect one team to blow out the other. You don't expect big leads from one team over the other. And if you do have those rather large leads, you don't expect them to last, and that's what we've had, a back-and-forth contest. Though Florida had the early advantage, North Carolina, of course, putting the 5-run fourth together, and they have got the lead currently, but Florida is poised to try to take that lead back. One hop to third. Brimmer's got it. Goes over to second. Pops out of the mitt at second of Yancey. And Ammons will get in safely.
Now batting number 13, Bryson Mitchell.
So a couple of base runners aboard here in the bottom of the fourth. Of course, if you lose the contest, by the way, that doesn't mean your World Series is over. These two teams, on virtue of their play previously, are going to be playing tomorrow irregardless. That's not a word, right? Regardless. I always thought irregardless was a word, but I understand that it's not. But regardless, you're going to have these two teams playing tomorrow because of the way they played previously. Their play in pool play, their play in championship series play. Into left center field, Bryson Mitchell headed towards third. Ammons' throw gets away from Brimmer. Ammons comes home, scores. We're tied at 6, and Florida's got a couple of base runners in scoring position.
Now batting number 6, Logan.
And here we go with a seesaw thing. It's knotted up at 6, but Florida poised to take the lead in the bottom of the fourth with Logan Ward coming to the plate. Reached on an error and scored a run in the second. There is a word irregardless. Well, I'm glad. That's the smartphone thing. And Google. You can go look. See, my wife tells me there is no such word irregardless. But now I've got Google to prove. Oh, there is not? Oh, my wife's right. Okay. Well, there isn't. I should have known. The thing around my house, when my wife says something and I say something contrary, I already know she's right. My wife's right even when she's wrong. So, but in this particular case, she was right. So, irregardless is not a word we have confirmed. They're talking baseball in the circle. We're not, so let's get back to it. It's a 6-6 game. There are a couple of base runners on. Logan Ward at the plate. Anthony Sparks to the on-deck circle, and North Carolina in a conversation. Coach stepping into that midst of red saying, listen, guys, we grabbed the lead, had a big fourth, scored 5 runs, overcame a deficit, took an advantage. Let's not give it up here. Let's not at least let them take the lead. Meanwhile, Florida going, keep it up. We've played it a couple of runs with nobody gone. We got a couple of base runners on. So let's keep rolling. Logan Ward coming to the plate. Go West and Team Florida love Berlin. Way to rally, boys. South Park Nation is cheering you on from the Tar Heel State and beyond. No swing on the pitch to Ward. Anthony Sparks awaits. Sabalona and Mitchell on. Wrapped into left field. Sabalona in to score, and Florida's back out in front. And it is the bottom of the order that's been producing. Well, a little extracurricular activity that gets Mitchell in as well.
Anthony Sparks.
Logan Ward drifting off the bag, drew the attention over at first, drew the throw as well, and in to score from third is Mitchell. And Anthony Sparks comes to the plate with a base runner on and still nobody out. Here in the Florida fourth inning, Tyson Lake moves to the on-deck circle. Let's go Team Florida from the Zapatas. That's the way to do it, Chase. Go Anthony Sparks, Aunt Chattel, and Tyler watching. Go Team Florida. Keep the foot on the gas, Ridge Manor, Florida. Way to rally back, Florida. Love the Coleman crew. All sending shout-outs to 334-488-1385. Count even, one apiece. Popped up in the direction of right field. And it will pop off the mid of Marcus Spears. Travels towards the foul line. Retrieving is Spears. Fires to shortstop Greeley, covering the bag. Not in time to get Ward.
Now batting.
And a couple of base runners are on.
Tyson Lake.
We are back to the top of the order and still nobody out. And Florida's already put together 4 runs in the inning and threatening to do more. Tyson Lake, 1 for 2. He is singled and popped out to left field. Kingston Green on deck. It's fouled out of play. 0-1 on Lake. 11 o'clock here in Cleveland, Mississippi. Midnight in North Carolina and Florida. But not all of Florida, by the way. There's about 100 miles of the Panhandle that is in the Central Time Zone, but most of the state now into a Monday morning. Count even, one apiece on Tyson Lake. Well, these youngsters having trouble getting the ball to the circle. Hunter throwing it past Divitt. Divitt chases it down. Winds up going past Divitt and back to Hunter. And, well, it's finally back into the hands of the guy that's wearing blue and putting the ball in the machine for Florida. Popped up towards Parrish and left. Charges in, drops it. Lake is on. Everybody else safe. Warren will go to third. Sparks is at second. And Tyson Lake at first. And Florida loads things up here in the bottom of the fourth. Kingston Green, the guy with the big stick.
Number 34.
Had an opportunity to watch him in state tournament play. This guy's got good power. In the lineup to hit and batting in the 2 spot. He is 2 for 2 in this one. Scored a run and then by just sheer baseball instinct dove in at home. And that's an illegal slide in the world of Dixie Youth Baseball, so he was out. Samuel Craig on deck. Driven into left field, base hit, gets underneath the mid of Parrish and goes all the way to the wall. In will come Ward. Sparks rallying third. He scores. Here comes Lake, putting on the brakes at second with a bases clearing double is Kingston Green.
Now batting, number 8, Samuel Craig.
And Florida has turned a 2-run deficit into a 5-run lead. And the inning thus far has not produced an out. Still nobody gone with Green at second for Samuel Craig. No swing on the first pitch to Craig. Bubba Boone on deck. Citrus Memorial Hospital in Inverness, Florida. Watching. Go Team Florida, we love you. Popped high into the air towards the line. Backtracking to make the catch at first is Marshall Nicholson for out number 1. Green stays at second.
Now batting, number 42, Bubba Boone.
1 away for Bubba Boone. Hunter Gill is on deck. Thanks very much, all the folks at Citrus watching. Way to go, Kingston, from the Zapatas. Shout out says, but it's 9 p.m. here in L.A. Let's go, Florida. Go, Wes Ammons. Tim on the left coast. Well, you're right. I'm thinking about Florida and North Carolina watching as this one is popped into right center field. Bubba Boone, it will bounce over the head of Zachary White, travel towards the fence. Green comes in to score. And Boone will wind up at second.
Now batting, number 33, Hunter Gill.
So, yeah, we got lots of folks watching in other time zones where it's a more respectable hour. 9 p.m. in L.A., 10 p.m. in Denver, 11 here, and 12 o'clock or a little beyond in the Eastern time zone. Hunter Gill, couple of base hits. Nice catch by Marshall. Running to his left, reaches out, makes the catch. Hunter Gill with the fly out as Boone will stay put at second. There's 2 away.
Now batting, number 9, Gabe McCarty.
The 12th at-bat in the 4th inning for Florida. Gabe McCarty coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Go Anthony Sparks, and boys love Mima. 334-488-1385. By the way, I checked moments ago, 19. You're going like, okay, 19? What are you talking about? 19 to get to 95.50. You know, the likes we want on Facebook. Want to get to 95.50 tonight, and we're 19 away. Just thought I'd mention it. Rolled slowly towards Greenlee. Greenlee is looking at the runner, Boone, and the ball will travel between the legs and into left center field. So Gabe McCarty gets on, and Boone goes to third.
Now batting, number 5, A.J. Tennille.
Back to the guy who started off the inning, A.J. Tennille. Began it with a triple. And bats again here in the 4th. Wow, this has been a long 4th inning. We had 10 at-bats in the top part of the inning. This is the 13th at-bat in the bottom part. A 23 at-bat 4th inning. I did not happen to notice the time, but I would say we're probably about 20 minutes or so into the 4th. Knocked down by Yancey over to first in time. And he gets Tennille on the 4-3 putout. But a big Florida inning as 13 go to the plate and a total of 8 coming in score. It is a 12-6 Florida lead as we head to the North Carolina 5th on JockJive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on hit 6.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final.
Sells a championship t-shirt. Sells the
East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Chase Brimmer starting off the top of the 5th. Trevor Yancey, Will Parrish due up in the North Carolina 5th as well. North Carolina with a big top part of the 4th, scored 5 runs, took a 2-run lead into the bottom part of the inning, but Florida with a bigger bottom part of the 4th, scoring 8 runs and taking their largest lead of the game into the 5th inning. It is a 12-6 advantage as Chase Brimmer will start things off. Brimmer with a single and reached on an error. Popped up behind the plate, diving to try to get to it is Hill. Make that Gill. And Gill comes up a little gimpy. I think that is his. Let me find out who that is that came to his aid immediately. Tyson Lake came running in from shortstop to check on Gill. Gill okay. And Bremer will step back into the batter's box. Route right up the middle and will slide between the legs of Ward. And on to begin the fifth is North Carolina's Bremer.
Now batting, number 22, Trevor Yancey.
Trevor Yancey, 0 for 2, steps in. Bremer, the base runner, over at first. Popped up on the infield. Ward drops it. If they can retrieve, we'll get Bremer at second. Instead, an errant throw at second, and Bremer is safe and a couple of base runners on. Well, here we go again. Another back and forth, another big inning. Let's see. North Carolina with a couple of base runners on. Bremer with a single. Yancey reaches on the air, and Will Parrish steps in. No swing on the opening pitch to Parrish. Zachary White on deck. It is wrapped in the direction of right field. That will drop in as a base hit. Sliding to make the stop is Mitchell. Meanwhile, Bremer will come in and score. A throw to third. Out at third is Yancey. And then the throw to second. Got the out there. Wow. Throw goes to third. Gets Yancey. And then Craig will fire to second and get Parrish. And that is confidence in your ability to throw, and it's good arms. Those were rockets flying around the diamond that turned into the double play and get two. And it's now a 12-7 Florida advantage with two away, and Zachary White stepping into the batter's box. So North Carolina fifth, and began with a lot of promise, had a couple of base runners on, Will Parrish getting aboard. But now there's two gone, and you talk about good arms, how about that one? From left center field, the toss from A.J. Tennille. These guys will light it up from anywhere.
Now batting number 27.
But Zachary White able to get aboard.
Marshall Nicholson.
With two gone, and North Carolina trying to rally with two away in the fifth, realizing you don't have to get them all back here in the fifth. Now, you'd like to get more than the one that is plated, but you haven't got to get them all. If you can maybe chip away at that lead by a couple more. Deposited into left field by Nicholson. And White will go to second. Then make it a 12-9 or a 12-10 game and hold Florida in the bottom of the fifth, and you've positioned yourself to maybe take the lead to the sixth.
Austin Yancey.
Meanwhile, Florida trying to shut down this Carolina squad and head to the bottom part of the inning to tack on some insurance. Austin Yancey, 2 for 2. An RBI and a run scored. Swing and a miss in the count, 2-1 on Yancey. Jack Dibbett moving to the on-deck circle. Florida in the fifth will send Ammons, Sabalona, and Mitchell to the plate. And apparently Gill getting beat up a little bit behind the plate, or actually now behind the plate. I think that is Green. So yeah, Kinston Green has replaced Hunter Gill behind home plate and getting banged up a little bit. Off the mid of Ward, it will ricochet towards second, scooped up there by Ammons, goes over to first, gets it there before the arrival of Yancey. 4-3 put out leaves a couple of base runners on. One scores. It's a 12-7 Florida lead. We head to the fifth. Ammons, Sabalona, and Mitchell all coming up when we return to Bearpin Park in Cleveland, Mississippi.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final.
Fills a championship t-shirt. Fills the 10.
East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Now batting, number 14, Wes Ammons.
Bottom of the 5th, Wes Ammons starting things off for Florida. Gabe Sabalona, Bryson Mitchell due up in the inning, too. The start of the 5th looked good for North Carolina. Got Brimmer on with a single to the air, got Yancey aboard. But the double play played a huge role in quieting North Carolina in the top part of the 5th. Wine and Nicholson get singles, but they stay on as Yancey grounds into the 4-3, and North Carolina plates just a run in the top of the 5th. It's a 12-7 game as we head to the bottom part of the inning. Wes Ammons, a couple of singles. He has scored twice. Gabe Sabalona, who is 0 for 2, and Bryson Mitchell 1 for 2 coming to the plate, fouled back by Ammons. And if it is noticeably quieter at the park, that's because there's only one field with action. Everything else is empty. Fields 1, 3, and 4 don't have baseball nor fans. Wrapped towards Brimmer, gets past Brimmer into left field, and Ammons aboard to begin the Florida 5th.
Now batting, number 22, Gabe Sabalona.
By the way, I checked. 18 is now how far away we are from the 95-50. We wanted to get to 9 in Facebook likes. Score schedules more. If there are weather delays, you find out about them. And you know how social media works. You want to provide feedback, good or bad, we'll take it. Yeah, I admit to liking the good better than the bad, but we can handle it. So like us, JockJive Sports. That is fouled, but barely, by Sabalona. If you haven't already done so, if you have, well, if you haven't, put JockJive Sports in the search engine and then like us and then get right back to the game. Probably takes a half minute or less. Sabalona with a fly out, reached on an error, scored a run. That happened in the 4th. Ripped into left field, base hit from Sabalona, and a couple of base runners on for this Florida squad. Most of tomorrow's set, at least the early
number
games.
13, Bryson Mitchell.
3 o'clock in coach pitch, Georgia and North Carolina, Texas and Louisiana. At 4:30, it will be Mississippi and Tennessee. In machine pitch, Virginia takes on the loser of this one. Tennessee and South Carolina tangle. And then your 4:30 matchup has the winner of this one taking on Mississippi. Got a pair of 7:30 games, and that's it for tomorrow. After 24 games on 2 different days, 48 games total when you add coach pitch and machine pitch together. Tomorrow's going to be a piece of cake. Lifted into left field by Bryson Mitchell. Parrish will gather it in on the one hop, throws quickly to cut off. Greeley will come charging in, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Florida. Back-to-back singles
Now hitting
from Ammons and Sabalona, followed by a single by Mitchell.
Logan Ward.
And it's all loaded up for Florida for Logan Ward. Ward reached on an error and single. line foul towards the left. Anthony Sparks on deck. Nobody gone, 3 aboard, bases full. Florida batting here in the bottom of the 5th. Florida would like nothing better than to skip the top part of the 6th. Not get there, run rule it in the 5th. North Carolina wants those opportunities in the top part of the inning when Divot, Hunter, and Spears, and the 8, 9, and 10 hitters will come to the plate. Go Florida, you rock. Samuel, Love, Aunt Misty, and Uncle Freem. Over towards third, scooped up by Brimmer. He will come home with the throw. All you need to do is touch the plate, and that's exactly what Hunter does. And now you got couple of guys on third. Let's see who's out. It's going to be Ammons who is out. And now you've got North Carolina asking why it's a dead ball. So Logan Ward wraps into the 5-2 that gets Ammons. Samuel is at third. Mitchell at second. Ward
Anthony Sparks
is at first. Anthony Sparks coming to the plate, but North Carolina saying, well, why was there a dead ball? Why not an opportunity to get somebody else, specifically the guy coming in from second? But the guy from second was at third, so he's not an opportunity for an out. The guy who was at first then went to second, Mitchell. And then, of course, Ward is over at first. So, in reality, there was not another opportunity to get it out. Though you had 2 base runners at third as that shot into center field by Anthony Sparks. And that's going to plate runs as Sabalona will come in and score. Meanwhile, Mitchell was caught on a run down, and then it's thrown towards the dugout, and that's gotten Ward having to scamper back to the bag.
Now batting, number 44.
Well, actually, that is Sparks that scampers back. And a couple of runs were played as Ward is chased back to second, and first goes Sparks. But back to that play, though you had 2 base runners at third, one of them had already gone out in the force out of the plate. And that, of course, was Ammons. Ammons had just run back to third, so in reality, nobody else was where they shouldn't be. And even if the dead ball wasn't called, there was nobody to tag out. Everybody was on a base. Tyson Lake delivering into left field. Parrish able to quickly get it in and minimize the damage, but Florida has loaded things up again in the 5th.
Now batting, number 34, Kingston Green.
It is a 7-run lead. The problem for North Carolina and the plus for Florida is that the 3 runners on, if they all score, there is no 6th inning. And Kingston Green, who's already got 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored, steps in. Samuel Craig moves to the on-deck circle. I got to get to a ton of shout-outs that I have ignored. Not intentionally, into left field. Parrish retrieves, sends it in. Ward will come in and score. Meanwhile, Sparks doing the same. I think time had been called, so Lake will have to go back to third.
Now batting, number 8.
But Green delivering
Samuel
again.
Craig.
And now the runner at third represents the game-ending run. Shout-out says, shake it off, Thunder. You got this, Colin. We need another home run. Keep calm, just do it. Go Thunder, cheering from Texas. Go Florida. You rock, Samuel of Aunt Misty and Uncle Freem. Go Florida, way to represent our state. We are very proud here in Ridge Manor. Let's go Kingston from Cam Zapata. Let's go Florida, extremely proud from Tricia St. Amant. Samuel Craig steps in. If he drives in the run from third, the game is over, and he does. Craig with an RBI single. Lake will come in and score. And this ball game will end early. I think. The officials have yet to give the official end, and now they do. In the fifth, it is final, a 17-7 victory. Florida knocking off North Carolina. And they were awakened after that 5-run fourth inning from North Carolina, scoring 8 in the fourth and plating the necessary runs here in the fifth to win it by 10. Well, Florida with a victory advances to take on Mississippi at 4:30 tomorrow. North Carolina with a loss drops into the loser's bracket, has a 3 p.m. elimination game with Virginia. And the stage is set for tomorrow. It all begins at 3 o'clock. And by 7:30 tomorrow night, we'll have a much clearer idea of who is in the hunt for the title. Thanks so much for watching our coverage. An hour 31 in. And it's wrapped up in the bottom of the fifth. 17-7. Florida wins it. Don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and be back here tomorrow. We'll bring you coverage of the AA Machine Pitch and Coach Pitch World Series here on JockJive.com. I'm Robert Williamson. Good night or good morning, everybody, whichever may apply. We'll see you on Monday.